friends, I have another haul order here for you. This one is from Purple Onion Designs. It was actually in November, right, of October, one of the two. And it was Stacy Akula had released a new collection, and there was like one stamp set that was iffy on, and it was 30% off for the whole collection, so I grabbed it. Instead of waiting for the Black Friday special, which is 25% off, because most of what I was getting was this collection for 30% off. So these ones here are the only ones that I didn't get in her new collection, and these are from Past Releases, both Stacy Akula still. And this was the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is the 2017 Christmas release that I wanted to grab these as well. So I grabbed the front door and also the door decor #1, fall and winter. So I've stamped these out just on Dita Solar white paper, and they're just 5x7 cards. And you can see that they're beautiful red rubber with lots of detail. I did put them on cling mounted, the thick cling mounted stuff already, so they're ready to go. And then I just have some cheap, it's not even acetate, it's like what you would bind books with from the stationery store, sort of thing. So it's got like a bluey tinge to it, but for this purpose I do not care. So anyway, I stamped them down just so you could actually see what they look like, and this is how I store them in just a Simon Says stamp pocket as well. And then I've just labeled them so I know what they are and which release they came from and all that sort of stuff. But I really wanted this because it's great for scene building. And initially I didn't get it because I was getting one from Mama Elephant that had a door on it, but the door doesn't really work with any of these, just different illustrators. So I wanted to get the door, which is what it is. And you can put all these things on the door, just do some masking, I think, or you can just stamp them separately and pop them up, sort of thing, depending on what you want to do. So yes, really happy with this one here to get. And then the other one I grabbed was, it says Spread Kindness release, and the floral end notes. It was sort of on the, like, it was one of the ones I said, it was on a maybe list, and I ended up wanting to get it anyway because these will work really well as fillers for other cards. And I love that these leaves have a curve so you can bulk up the wreath I already have, and there's a few sweet flowers to decorate the bottoms and a few more. So I really wanted to grab this one just to complement what I already have. So those are the ones that didn't come from the new release. And I've got this purple envelope here, and has anyone else had that moment where you're like, just an epiphany, where you go, absolute duh, how did I not, like, you know, clued in before? Purple envelope, Purple Onion Designs, duh. I was sitting there thinking, oh, they always had lovely colored envelopes, they're always purple, and I'm just like, oh my god, Sandy, seriously, why has it not clicked beforehand? Okay, so the new release, it's called Mistletoe Farm, and I got the full collection, and it was 30% off, so I've got everything here. I really, really am in love with this collection. Now, I use my Misty to stamp them, and I had to relearn this because it's been a while since I've been able to do any crafty goodness. So obviously, it's Misty. I'll pull out my magnets and my little L thingy, but you pull this out, and then you can put your thick stamps on them, like you just. Let me just demonstrate here. So I would just lay out whatever I needed for the sheet, close the door, and lift them up. But when you're doing a sheet full of them, you'll notice that, like, it's touching. There's still a gap in there. Like, it's not sitting flat, and that's because the stamp is still too wide for the Misty. So the trick is, you couldn't just stamp them all at once, because then you get ugly stamps, sort of thing. Because then these ones would never touch, and these ones always be pushed in too much, and all that sort of thing. So the trick is, starting from the hinge side, you just ink up one at a time. And this is, I'm telling you this because if you're doing like a full scene, it will be the same, like if you've arranged a whole thing on your Misty and you're going to stamp them out, it will be the exact same process. But you will ink up one image at a time, starting from the hinge side, and press it down, and you just need to press lightly with red rubber. If you press hard or do, I don't know, someone calls it stamp surgery or something like that, or if you go like, you know, push it down, all you really want to do is just tap, lift up. If it doesn't ink properly in one spot, just put a little more ink there, just gentle tapping. Otherwise, you can see with my stamping here how this one is super black and almost looks a little bit smudged and stuff, whereas these ones are super intricate and soft and really nice light lines. It's supposed to look like this. This was me doing stamp surgery, going like this, and then everything sort of pushes out and it just makes every line wider than it should be. So if that is your problem with stamping it, lightly, gently stamp it down. Don't do stamp surgery. And if you have a large amount of stamps in your MISTI and you're starting to stamp a bunch at once, just do one image at a time, starting from the hinge side. And then I basically take that stamp out and then I will stamp the next one, sort of thing. So it doesn't really work for, you know, when you want to re-stamp things later on, that process. But I find that if I've got them all lined up, I stamp this one first, get it perfect, pull it off, stamp the next one that's, you know, close to the hinge, pull that one off, and then I'll stamp these ones and these ones, so that by the time you get to, because if it's lined up over here, like, it's just that gap. It's because the MISTI doesn't allow for thicker stamps, even though I've taken out that foam pad thing. It's still too wide. The stamp is still too wide for the MISTI. So that's what I had to relearn. So you'll notice when you see these lines, some of my inking where I'm super dark, it's because I did stamp surgery. Or did it in the wrong order and then I had to do stamp surgery. Sort of thing. So, but all them stamp beautifully like this, these nice light lines. So I just wanted to point that out so you knew, because I had to relearn it myself. So these are some of the stamps. We've got, oh, I just moved the tree. So there's the tree, which is kind of like a sparse tree. It's Tannenbaum sort of thing. It comes with little, so it'd be great to have outside in a little scene, or put it on the front door that I just showed you, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got the milk set, which is just like your milk can, a milk bucket, and a little stool. So it's very good for scene building. And you got your barn accessories, your 2 lanterns, and like a bucket of feed, which would be great to use with like the other barn critters here that you can have. So I think that's going to be fun. And then this stamp set here is barn. You'll see here, I've cut mine apart. I've cut it so that I can line it back up again and stamp it together if I want. But in Eastern Canada, where Stacey Cool is from, barns must normally come with a silo next to it. But where I am from, in Central Canada, initially, barns don't have silos attached to them. So I wanted to separate the stamp. It was only just that one line and the little ledge there to cut apart. So I did it very delicately with a serrated it like one of these things, a super sharp one, and I just cut it like that so that I could still put it together again and stamp it if I wanted to. I have the option. I don't know if I could stamp this on its own and just fill in the lines because they're quite simple lines, but I thought I'd show you that as an option because I really like the barn and I really want to, you know, for my family and stuff like that, this will be irrelevant and not look like, you know, home. So that's that one there. And then more stuff that comes with it. So this one here, you get the tractor, and then you've got the farm wagon, and then you've got this beautiful stack of presents, which I love because you can put it in the farm wagon or use it on their own and put a critter next to it. I think it's great that it's like that. You can use it, you know, with the wagon or without. You've got a hay bale for more scene building, and then you've got your winter signs and holiday signs, or winter and holiday signs is what it's called. It comes with 3. So there's sleigh ride, sorry, I've been talking too much here. We've got sleigh rides, 25 cents, Merry Christmas, and then Joy, which will be really nice to use on its own without any of these without even a farm setting. You can totally use that, color that red, and just make a super clean, simple card and put a wreath around it. That would be really pretty and you don't even need to use it with this. I like the tractor doesn't have any snow on it, because then I can use it as a summer tractor or a winter tractor. That's cool. It's multi-seasonal. My little boy's in love with tractors right now, so I can just put that on a card and he will love it. And then this one here, which I really love, you got Scout, which is the horse pulling a sleigh, and you got Farm Horizon as well. So she's got quite a few Horizon ones, which is great for your scenes because you can put something out front, including like, you know, the horse and sleigh. And there's lots of critters you can mask and put in here. And if you've watched Sandy Alnick, if you look up this stamp, she's done this gorgeous thing where she's like drawn in the tree, like it's not even a stamp. It looks amazing. But yeah, so I really wanted this one. I think the horse is really sweet. It's got the bells on it, super detailed and all that sort of stuff. And it's got her signature cloud style up on that one. So really happy with that. And it's got the beautiful, like, and you can mask it. So if you don't want the farm in there, you can just have the trees with the fence in the background, or opposite. Like, you can do both. I like that there's a nice big gap where you can do that. You can just, you know, that's a lovely... That'll fit across a top fold card nicely without the trees. And then this one here too, this is barn door. So I've seen it where you can have like the horse's head, like you just sort of cut that out. Probably what I do instead of masking it is I would actually just color this and then cut that thing out with a scalpel blade. That's what it's called. And then have another panel behind it with the critter colored in, just so I don't have to fussy cut a critter. I'd rather just cut out the square hole in the door, in the barn door. I really love that too. It's just very classy sort of thing. You can do a peekaboo, put this, you probably work it so it is like a peekaboo with those. I've got a die that does like a peekaboo thing where you can open it and there'll be something inside. So that will be fun as well. And then this one here, now in this release, only this snowman came with it, but I just stamped it on my page as snowman because I had a spare spot. And he's called Snowflake, and this is a sample of all their other snowmen because I like to keep these things together. And you can see how they look so all very, very cute. This was my only maybe stamp set, and he is very cute. So you can see why I just got the whole collection. Okay, so we're getting into the critters now, which is always amazing for your scene building, or just on their own in your clean and simple cards. I love Bessie, the little calf here. She is gorgeous. She's got a little wreath around her neck. You've got Duke the rooster, and he's got a little scarf on. You got Henrietta with a little scarf on, a little hen. Ella the lamb with her scarf and holding a star. The two little chicks, Feather and Birdie. You got Gertie the goose. I love this scarf wrapped all the way up his neck. And then there's Champ the dog. And Curly the pig. So these fit really well into, like, these are more your barn animals. And then I've got some more critters here that you can sort of, they're all over the place. But anyway, they're just gorgeous. This is our first like farm animal release. So she doesn't have any other lambs or roosters or chickens or all that sort of stuff. So I thought it was super cute. And growing up on a farm, it'll be really easy to make a card with these. I totally think this would be great, just colored on its own in the center of a card and just your sentiment over top. I think that'd be super sweet. Yeah. And then the last critters here in the release. So these are just, well, the cat is like a farm critter, but you know, you've got a mouse and two bunnies and an owl sort of thing. So she's got heaps of other bunnies and owls and mice in all of her other releases. So I sort of put them on a separate page. They didn't fit on the other one anyway. And you can totally mix and match. You got Ace and Pepper, the two bunnies. One's holding a present, and this one looks like it could be receiving it. So that's awesome. You got Maybelle, the owl, holding a stack of presents. Super cute. You got Maggie, who looks like she's either about to give someone a hug or jump up in the air. And then you've got Buttons, the little kitten, which is so cute, and the cute little toque. I love it. So that is the release in the haul I've got from Purple Onion Design. So remember, stamp lightly to get the nicest impression. And just be aware that if you put cling mounted stuff on your stamps like I do, the MISTI isn't deep enough, so you just be careful, stamp one image at a time. And that's my tips. Okay, thanks very much. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.